remember in the gospel message and story where Jesus was talking to the woman at the well, and the disciples are worried about him getting some food. Remember what he said back to them? He said, my food is to do the will of him that sent me. He was so consumed with doing what God wanted him to do that his last concern in his life was his physical needs as far as eating. And I don't know if you ever thought about this, but our life in this culture pretty well revolves around food. Amen? It's not a sin. It doesn't mean that's wrong. But I think a lot of times we take that for granted. Amen? And if we ever just sit back and think about how much God thinks of us, He never stops thinking of us. He never stops thinking of you and me. No matter where you're at, He's thinking of you all the time. David said, no matter where I go, no matter where I go, if I make my bed in hell, you're there. If I'm on the mountaintop, you're there. No matter where I'm at, you're there. And just getting back to the basics in our life, if we would just understand the most important thing in our life is God. If we ever get that figured out, if we ever get that part in our life figured out, well, we don't need anything else but God. I'm not telling you to cast off anybody in your life. That has nothing to do with your personal relationships at all. It's just that need that we all have. We all have a need for God in our life. Once we get that figured out, and we start hungering and thirsting after Him, like we're told to in Scripture, put Him first in our life, and He'll make all these other things come to us. We stop chasing everything in this world then. We stop having our focus down here under the sun, where all things are vanity, it says. And we start looking heavenward and seeing the work and the treasure that we're building up in heaven. And that becomes the most important thing in our life. And then we can understand what Jesus said to His disciples, my food is to do the will of Him that sent me. Amen? Our God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good.
You can be seated.